of chatting with Chris Yates from CYB Construction. They are an award-winning South Island, West Coast-based construction company specialising in commercial and residential building and construction. We're talking about J-Frame, Juken, New Zealand's premium framing solution. Hey, now, Chris, in terms of the commercial and the residential stuff that you do, what do you see as the key advantages of using J-Frame in your projects?
Well, it's definitely very stable. It stays straight, and we have used it on the West Coast, and we have most recent job that we've used it for was Dolomite Point, but prior to that we've used it for various housing jobs, and it has got a little bit wet on the West Coast with the rain, and we found that it actually performs pretty well. It dried out, quite nicely once we got it covered in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's definitely a very straight and stable product, and you can, because it comes in specific lengths, you can also sort of minimise waste.
Yeah. Absolutely. And what I've found is that, if you buy a 6 metre length, you can use every part of that 6 metres.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we found too, yeah.
In terms of, chippies considering moving to LVL framing, to the J-frame, any thoughts?
Oh, well, I would highly recommend it, actually, because, it's you get a 6 metre long piece, and as you said, you can use every piece of it. In fact, I don't see any issues. I mean, the only potential problem is I don't think it comes in H3.2. I don't believe they can treat it to that, which is, just a shame because it's can't use it outside. But I guess apart from that, I mean, for all internal framing and normal framing, I'd highly recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, now, I was having a look at the website, and there's some pretty impressive projects there. This one at Punakaiki for the Department of Conservation, the visitor centre there at Pancakes Rocks. Lance, your local rep, tells me it's pretty impressive, and there was a lot of J-frame in that, and you framed on site.
We did indeed, yeah. It's pretty much all J-frame because it was specified, and it was interesting that when I noted that, I thought that's a good thing from the architects.
Yeah,
because they're obviously aware that it's very stable. And yeah, there was a lot of that building is a sort of a combination of some structural timber, mass timber, blue lamb, and some structural steel, and quite a lot of framing that had to be built and fitted in and around the essential structural skeleton of structural steel and mass timber. So it wasn't the kind of job that you could do any of the framing off-site. So we just did it all in situ.
And the boys don't mind working on site with the J-frame?
No, it's very user friendly.
Yeah, absolutely. The West Coast is stunning, but we understand that you get more than your fair share of rain. So how do you find the J-frame given the wet conditions?
Yeah, well, interestingly, that Dolomite Point redevelopment project, as it's called the Dolomite Point redevelopment project. The main contractor was Naylor Love. We were sort of subcontracted to them to do all the builders' work, and they actually put a temporary cover over the whole structure so that there was very little rain got into the framing on that job, which is a really good thing. But as I said before, prior to this building, we've done a couple of other residential new houses using J-frame, which did get wet, but we found it actually performed pretty well drying out after it was closed in with zero issues. We had no issues at all actually with it.
That's
so,
fantastic.
We found it pretty good. Yeah.
Now, it seems like you're a company that want to push yourself, and there's some pretty excellent builds on the website. So what's coming up for you?
Well, currently we're just doing a job at Greymouth High School, renovating some labs. But there's another couple of interesting jobs coming up. We're sort of in the mix for a new library in Greymouth, which is going to be, it'll be an interesting job actually. A bit of, concrete structural steel and some mass timber with timber framing incorporated. And that's quite a decent sized job, about 2,500 square metres.
Wow.
So we're kind of waiting to hear on that one. And we've got another big architectural house we're going to build in Charteris Bay in Canterbury, which is probably if you're looking to use J-frame for that one too, actually. That's quite a quite a substantial house on a really on a beautiful site, actually.
Fantastic.
Littleton, yeah.
Well, and that's a beautiful outlook too. Hey, if you want to check out more about what you do, then I would check out www.cybl.co.nz. And of course, if you want more information about J-Frame, go to jnl.co.nz.